Hello. Welcome back to another episode of The Hidden Language of Cosplay. We're currently on episode 6. I'm one of your hosts, Bellamy Cosplay.
And I'm Brie K Cosplay.
And with us today, we have a very, very special guest.
The Roundnerd Cosplay.
Yay! So we're here to talk today, like we do every week here at 4 p.m. on Twitch. We're here to talk about body positivity today. So last week we talked a bit about Captain Marvel. So okay, a whole episode's worth of Captain Marvel.
Is dedicated to
All
it.
right. Well, I think we should have dedicated more than one episode to it, but that's fine. But yeah, we're going to go on a bit of a more serious topic today. So how about you tell us a little bit about yourself first so that we can get to know you a little bit.
Okay. Well, my name is Emma. I go by roundnerdcosplay. I've been cosplaying 8 years.
8 years?
2019. Yeah, 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and I am a self-proclaimed body positive cosplayer, plus size cosplayer.
Woo!
For obvious reasons. I'm just sort of rootin' around Brisbane scene, doing my thing. Yeah.
Yay.
So what type of costumes have you done?
I generally tend to do more video game and movie based costumes. I've only done one anime costume, and that was in my first year of cosplay, so there are no photos of that one in existence anymore. So that's nice. But yeah, it's just generally whoever sort of appeals to me. Normally if they stick out...
She's the first one who did it.
If they stick out to me, I tend to do them. So it's just sort of whoever I find appealing, basically.
Yeah.
What's your favorite cosplay that you've done so far?
Pennywise.
Oh.
I think
I
I
did see
came
photos of
across
that.
you when you were Pennywise, and oh my gosh,
Yeah.
you looked terrifying. But you
was
looked
the goal.
you looked amazing though.
Thank you.
If I didn't know it was you, I would not know it was you at all.
Yeah,
I was just being like, okay, I'm just gonna scoot around because I don't like clowns whatsoever. But like seeing you, that you looked amazing.
Yeah, no, there was just something about him when I first went and saw the movie, because I love horror movies. I was just like, I need to be him. I need to be the clown. I don't know why, but I'm just like, I need to be him. I am now the clown. So.
Okay, so I'm sitting here and I'm like, so we need to talk because I've done a Georgie, so we need to chat after this. Because this is my first time meeting you.
Yeah.
So I went through your Instagram, not that I stalked you or anything, but I literally saw photos of your Pennywise and I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, I've done 2 versions of him now, trying to get it more movie accurate. Second time I used silk, which is what they used in the movie, and tried to do it as accurate to what he would have worn in the movie.
I'm just in awe. I'm sorry. Like, I'm like, horror cosplays are like my thing. So I'm like, yes.
I need to do more of them. But
And
I don't know who.
you made the whole thing.
Yeah,
didn't you?
yeah, the entire thing.
Entire thing.
That is amazing.
I know. Like all of your stuff you've made.
Yeah.
So you're like a sewing enthusiast.
Yes, and that's partly because, one of the things about being plus size cosplayer is it's very, very difficult to find bought cosplays that will fit you.
Yeah.
I've never bought a cosplay because they just never fit, so I've always made mine from scratch.
Yeah.
So-
Guess.
I'm just shocked. I'm sorry. Like, I'm taken for words. I'm just sitting here silently going, what? This is amazing. Anyway, okay, so we're super excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm so
That's so
excited. Like when Ben and I were talking about like this topic, and like just the first thing, like body positivity, obviously. My first thought was, let's get Emma on.
And it's such an important topic as well. So I'm really glad that we have that representation in the cosplay community, especially
absolutely.
able to come and join us and talk about it, which I think is really important.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Oh, well, we're happy to have
Thank
you.
you for being here.
Yeah. I guess we should just jump straight in, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
let's just...
So I feel body positivity has been like, I don't know, a main topic that everyone has talked about, and everyone's learning to become confident with each other.
I think that's also like one of the
everything.
major things with cosplay, like for anyone, no matter your size, no matter like your ethnicity, anything like that. It's like one of the first things that you struggle with is getting confidence to even just put on the costume.
Yeah.
Because you're not the person representing the character, like in whatever like media form you are trying to recreate that. You're literally just putting yourself into this character, really. And anyone, I don't know, there's dicks in the world and there's too many of them.
Yeah.
And they just like, I don't know, they like to bring you down when you're trying to just get out there.
Shaming.
Which,
Yeah.
anything like that. Like body shaming, all of it. It's just disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Well, I have a question for you. How did you, when you came into cosplay, what was your confidence like when you first went into it?
Honestly, I gained a lot more confidence in costume.
Yeah.
Because at high school I wasn't very popular, and our uniform was not very flattering. Whereas in cosplay, I can make it flattering.
Make it flattering, yeah.
And when I first started, I always picked costumes that had either were completely body covering, or if it was revealing, it could be altered slightly.
Yeah.
Like if they were showing their stomach back then, I would lengthen the top or lengthen the pants or something like that to hide the stomach. But yeah, I sort of was the reverse of a lot of people that I know, is that cosplay gave me confidence, not the I didn't need to build the confidence to do the costumes.
You just
Yeah.
grew from there.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of like same with me. Like I was in high school, I was bullied a bit with all that. And so going into cosplay, definitely my confidence is from here, like it's skyrocketed a lot more than I was in like high school, I guess.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Like, I know that I'm like this little skinny white dweeby dude, but like the amount of comments I used to get when I was in high school and stuff like that was like, "Oh, you're too skinny. We can see your bones." Like, I'm like, well, like, thanks, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So cosplay like has been a constant like battle for me to slowly grow my confidence. I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
It's definitely a confidence builder going into cosplay.
It really is.
And I feel a lot of people who are considering going into cosplay, that's like the first thing they think is like, wow, okay, I don't suit that character, so I'm not gonna do it because my body isn't the certain way or whatever. Just do it.
Literally.
That's all I say, just do it.
Literally. Like, just jump on in.
Yeah. And if it's something, if the outfit's kind of revealing, maybe for a woman, if it's revealing, but you're not quite ready to go full out like that, then just adjust it, make it work.
Like technically I'm still not. If like there's a lot of skin showing, like with Melina that I'm currently working on, she's got thigh windows for some godforsaken reason. I've got skin colored fabric in there, so it's not actually my skin, but it's like simulated skin. I did the same thing with Bloom because she shows a lot of midriff, which I couldn't because I was wearing a black corset. So I just covered it in skin colored fabric. So there's ways around it if you don't want to alter the costume too dramatically. Yeah, it just depends on what you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
That's like we've mentioned that in previous episodes as well. It's like literally the number one rule we always find with cosplay is like dress to your comfortability.
Yeah.
Like whether it's a corset, whether it's like padding, whether it's anything like that, comfortability is key.
Yeah. Absolutely. Don't throw yourself out there wearing heels like I did.
I know what you're talking about. Everyone does that. Don't throw yourself out into a corset and bruise all your skin. It's fine.
Fine. I think I know my first cosplay was Poison Ivy, so I just threw myself out there, and then I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. When I felt really confident in the photos, and I was like, yeah, but then when you get to the convention, it's like, oh yeah, I just kind of.
Yeah, that was me with my Scarlet Witch.
myself.
Like Scarlet Witch was my first cosplay, and I was just like, let's chuck a corset on, let's chuck heels on. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I actually found my Scarlet Witch shoes the other day, and I'm like, I've gone from a heel that was like this big and I thought that was a heel, and now I'm to a heel like this big and I'm like, uh-oh. My comfortability has gone too high.
See, I still, when I wore Poison Ivy again, I wore heels that are like that big, and after an hour, I'm like, get these shoes off me.
Yep.
But if you don't do that, is it really the cosplay experience?
Yeah, exactly.
I've yet to wear a pair of shoes that are comfortable. Like apart from Pennywise, his shoes were like flat. So it doesn't really count.
Yeah. Well, my cap shoes, I guess like my normal like combat boots that I wear anywhere, and they were like so comfy. Where like the shoes for Padme, they were flat, but they were a size too small.
Yeah.
So by the end of it, my feet were bruised. Like my toenails were bruised from how squished
God.
it was. It was terrible. And I'm like, I'm never making this same mistake again. I'm a crack up. Rookie mistake.
I mean, I've worn shoes that like sizes too big, and then I just stuff socks down them. But I've never worn them that
I've
too
worn
small.
like layers on my socks. Like I'll put sock on after sock to be like, oh, padding.
Yeah.
See, I didn't think that. I was just like, I've either got the size too small or I've got the size too big. I'm like, I'll go with the size too small because that's fine. They'll stretch over the day. No, they don't do that. No.
So
In other words, they probably got more constricted.
Or that could have been your foot swelling.
Probably.
Probably both in a mixture
Probably
of
a
the
bit of
two.
both.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So when it comes to body positivity, how do you guys deal with like the hate? Because I know there's a lot. That sounds bad. Like I hate that there's so much hate out there. But like on Instagram and
happens.
being on such a public forum and being plus size cosplayer for yourself as well.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that hate? Like surely it happens all the time, but how do you
Yeah.
deal with that?
Well, honestly, at this point, like, it sounds bad to say, but I'm like used to it because I've been this size my entire life. I
Yeah.
got bullied through primary school and high school for it. So at this point, like, I'm just sort of like, I'll get offended when you get creative.
Yeah.
Because I've heard the line
If it's
of,
not something you've heard before.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, like I was saying before we started, I cosplay on TikTok. Woo. And I was in Chica from Five Nights at Freddy's, which is the Chuck E. Cheese haunted ripoff thing.
Yeah.
And one of the comments I got was, oh, she ate too much of the pizza. And I'm like, I haven't had that before. That's kind of creative. Still not offended because it's still like an iteration of stop eating. But, if they get creative, then I'll get offended.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I sort of try and flip it on them. Like I was saying before with the Rose Quartz comment, when she was like, oh, you're too big to be Rose Quartz. I was just like, my first hate comment, good on you. And they deleted
Yeah.
it within the hour. So
Yeah.
It's kind of sad that we get excited when we get like our first
yeah,
hate.
that's how you know you've made it.
You made it. But it's also kind of sad that if someone says like, oh, like how do you get used to it? It's like, oh, I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Like,
We were discussing that about being like a woman as
Yeah.
well in the cosplay community and wearing clothing, and people think that it's appropriate to do like sexual gestures and stuff like that. It's so sad. Like personally, I find that sad that it's come to a point where you have to be used to it.
yeah. It's
Like you've got
common thing to do.
Yeah, you've got to get
Yeah.
a thick skin and just get used to the comments.
Yeah.
Like that breaks my heart a little bit because I don't like that. I don't like that you have to get used to it because no one should have to get used to hate comments.
no.
Like at all. Personally, I think no.
No, I totally agree. Like the fact that we walk around wearing these amazing costumes that we've either made or we've brought online, and we feel so confident. So when we have people like that who just bring us down, it's just like, well, what?
Yeah.
Like that kind of does feel like, even though we're saying, oh, we're used to it, like we get it every day, it's still kind of, I don't know, personally, I think I'd still be hurt, be like, oh, okay, cool, I'm not good enough to be in this costume, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it is a hard thing for people to find like body positivity in themselves
Yeah.
and body confidence. And
Yeah, and I would say
Yeah.
that goes for anyone, like any size as well.
Yeah.
Like, because personally for myself, like I've only been cosplaying for like three to 4 years, and I've just wanted to kind of put myself out there. So
Yeah.
when I first started, I would not wear shirts that were see through. I would cover my chest. So I have a pigeon chest, so it actually goes inwards. So it's weird. I own it now. That's fine.
Yeah.
But when I first started, I wouldn't do any characters that show chest. That were too
Anything like
muscular,
Yeah.
anything like that, because I was like, oh, like no one A wants to see that, and B, I don't want to show that to the world.
yeah.
Now you look at my Instagram and it's me with my shirt off here, shirt off there, me doing like sexy Santa shoots because I'm like, I find this funny.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, you
You're
slowly
owning it.
grow to own it.
Own
and
it, yeah.
like you still get the hate and you still get the whole like, oh, you're too skinny to do this, or you don't look good enough to do this. And it's like, well, I don't think I don't look good enough to do it.
Yeah.
And as long as I don't really care, to be honest. Like, it's one of those things, and I find that the positivity is more than the hate as well. Like, there's like the diamonds in the rough, and they're like, oh, we hate this. And I'm like, cool. If you hate it, then hit the unfollow button.
Yeah.
Or like,
Yeah.
don't like look at my stuff if you don't like it. But if you do love it, that's what you're here for.
Yeah.
Do you guys find that as well? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
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 Just like, yeah, and we're gonna not extend on that. We did get a message on the
Yeah. So
group.
from Car Kelly Cosplay, it says hi. Hi,
Hey.
Abby.
Howdy.
And then we've also got a question goes, what's the cosplay history of your guests? So,
So, I think
what-
we,
Oh.
yeah. What's your
oh,
cosplay
me.
history?
As in like costumes that I've done
that you've
or
done, yeah.
Yeah,
I-
because we've had like Pennywise
Yeah.
and stuff like
Well,
that.
he was last year.
Yeah.
My first version of him, I think I did early last year, or the end of the year before. I can't remember. But going through, my first ever costume was Yuki from Vampire Night, because, you know, every girl has to do a Vampire Night costume. That's kind of just the thing.
Yeah.
It's tradition.
And then I did Ezio from Assassin's Creed.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, because I was doing 3 new costumes per convention every year. That's not healthy. That's not healthy.
That's not healthy?
Don't do that. Not good.
You should probably say that again to both of us. Because we tend to do that.
Sorry.
not healthy.
And when you do that, just make sure it's a heavy hand.
Just stop.
What you're doing.
Yeah, I tend to gravitate towards Raven a lot. I've done 3 versions of her. I've done a casual Raven. I've done
Now we're talking Teen
Titans Raven.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
I've done a casual version of her. I've done the version of her that's in the DC Superhero Girls web series.
Yeah.
She didn't actually make it into the web series before they cancelled it. She was in one of the comic books. That's how obscure I went with that one.
Yeah.
And then my
The research there.
my most recent Raven was the Rebirth one, the one with the feathers all over her cloak.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then obviously I've done Rose Quartz. I don't know if I'm ever going to do her again because she's not a good person in the show anymore. They don't really want to do that.
Okay.
But we will see. Possibly do Pink Diamond at some point as well.
Yeah.
Let me just go through my Instagram because I'm forgetting my own
That's
costume.
literally the way I do it.
because
I'm
then
like,
you've
oh,
got
it's been so
you've
many.
had
yeah.
like eight years of experience. So
Like that's
I
more
guess over
experience than
than
both
us
of us.
combined.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like literally, yeah.
Yeah, like I do. I guess Pokemon's an anime, so technically I cosplay from one anime because I've done the Team Skull Grunts from Pokemon Sun and Moon, and then Lana, the water Pokemon gym leader,
Oh, okay, yeah,
as
yeah.
well, because they're casual costumes. Oh, I've done crap tons of Meritas.
See, that's what I first met you was with Merida at Gold Nova last year.
Yeah, and people suggested to me, oh, you should do Merida because she's animated with a very round face. I'm like, oh, okay, let me do that. I can kind of do a Scottish accent. Let me do that then.
Yeah.
So I've done classic Merida. I've done Warrior Merida, which I call Merida Wallace because the artist took inspiration from Merida and then William Wallace for the design. And then I've done the Wreck-It Ralph 2 loungewear Merida.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I've done a few versions of her as well.
I think you look amazing as Merida because that's how I met you, and I was like, it's Merida. She looks amazing. Oh my gosh.
I'm still just in awe. I'm sorry. Like I'm just sitting here silently listening, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, I tend to do a lot of versions of the same characters because then I don't have
I
to
love
buy as
that,
much
though.
stuff.
But then
Yeah.
you also have like that takes a lot of like dedication as well to the one character as well. I like sit there and I'm like, oh, I could do like I think the one character I've done the most is Sabrina. Like I've done it 3 times.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, I don't think I have another character that I connect with enough that I'd be like, oh, let's do it again.
Yeah.
But that's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm out.
I'm done.
I'm done. Like, episode made. Wow.
Yeah, if I just like visualize my rack at home, I've done Ripley from Alien. I have finished a Mimikyu, the Pokemon costume. I've just never worn it because I made the sleeves like really long, like Slenderman type things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's impractical and it's hot, so I don't know if I'm ever going to wear it.
Wear it for a winter con.
Oh yeah, I've done
Melbourne.
Sydney. No,
Melbourne.
come to Sydney. Have to come to Sydney. It's the middle of winter.
Oz Comic Con Melbourne.
Oh yeah, totally. We'll see. We'll see how Supernova
We're
goes
adding
first.
cons to your list for
Yeah,
you,
well,
okay?
I've never done an interstate con, so Melbourne's going to be my first.
Yeah.
That'll be so
Yay.
exciting. The Melbourne cons down there are great. I like the Melbourne ones down there. They
Yeah.
have a great audience there.
Yeah,
attend.
I've only
Yeah.
been to the Sydney Supernova, but that was before I was like Brie-K cosplay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was just myself.
Yeah.
Just decided to dress up with like my then boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then we all went down. So coming to Melbourne, initially it's my first interstate
Yeah.
as a cosplayer.
I've never
Yeah.
cosplayed at an interstate. I've also, like, this will be my first time cosplaying at Gold Coast.
Oh really?
Yeah. Yeah, I normally only go to Gold Coast for a day. I'm like, oh, I'll just pick a day. And I just go for the one day. Because I live so close that I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't be bothered, like, booking accommodation and staying there for longer than a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Well, last year for Gold Nova, I only went on a Saturday, and then that's when I met like you, Blake, Alex.
Yeah,
and
it's only been a
all that.
year, hasn't it?
I know,
Oh my
it's
That's
god.
been a
crazy.
year. And that's why I met all of you guys, and then I had so much fun. I'm like, I have to come back tomorrow. So I like traveled all the way back up to Brisbane, went to work because I had work that night. and then that night I was at work. I'm like, I'm gonna go. And then I traveled all the way. I stayed up till like 2 a.m. in the morning because I'm like, I don't know what I'm
You know,
taking
I thought I
with
was
me.
crazy. I thought I was a crazy cosplayer, and now I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm not a crazy cosplayer. Thank you guys for making me feel human.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Anything I took away from this is that I am human and these guys are crazy.
Yeah. Well, Kakele says that she loves your bloom.
Oh, thank you, Abby. Also, I have Sailor Mercury at home for you. She's buying a pop off me.
Message me. But it was definitely this Gold Nova round. I'll definitely be going the 3 days and then.
That's me
staying
too. I
Saturday
actually
night.
booked accommodation this time
Yeah,
because it's my
I bet I did
last
it.
Queensland convention for the year that I'm aware of.
That you're
At this
aware of.
very current time, there is one more, but I'm not allowed to announce that one.
Secret.
Yeah, I had to sign a contract that stated I wasn't allowed to say I'm attending just yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Have we discussed that?
Yeah, we have discussed
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Okay, I'm like,
in the
you're
past.
looking at me like you don't know. Anyway. But yeah, okay, back onto topic.
This is how we do it. We always
We
kind of
just
ramble.
ramble
a little
off,
bit and then come
and
back.
then we're like, oh, let's go back. Okay, so I don't know where to go from here. I'm stuck.
We could probably answer some of the questions that we got.
Sure, let's do
Yeah.
that. Let's go to questions. And for the viewers that are asking questions, let us know. Let us know.
Yeah,
ask us
continue
some
to ask
body
us
positivity
questions.
questions. And
Open up your snaps.
oh,
so I
okay.
can-
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry.
So from Georgia Rose, she.
Hi, Georgia Rose.
Yeah, so she put on thoughts on people who work out to add to their cosplay.
I mean, I'm one of those people now. So I go to the gym 6 days a week and
wow.
train with a PT twice a week. So, I think it's awesome that people do it to add to the costume experience.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, it's not needed. It's not necessary. But, if you want to work out to be extra buff, I so go for it. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of
Like,
like acting as
yeah.
well. Like I know a lot of actors get into like they will do certain different things with their bodies to make it suitable for the role. I
Roles.
guess.
Yeah.
Like you just have to look at Matthew McConaughey for like Dallas Buyers Club. He got super skinny because he was like in the movies infected with AIDS.
Yeah.
And then in another one, he was
Method
like
acting.
Magic Mike. He had to be like super buff or something.
And
And
then
it's like,
Yeah.
Christian Bale did the same thing. He's done
Yeah.
it so much
Yeah,
now.
it's
There's
nice.
doctors like, don't do it again.
you need to stop.
Yeah.
You need to stop. Stay at Batman
Yeah.
physique. You're right.
Definitely, if you feel that you want to work out, I reckon it's definitely go for it.
yeah.
I personally, I don't go to the gym. I walk
Yeah.
around too much at work
Yep.
to go to the gym.
Do you know that's not considered working out though? I've
know.
found out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I went to a doctor and I was like, they were like, oh, what type of exercise do you do? I'm like, well, I work like 8-hour days, 5 days a week on my feet the entire time because I'm in hospitality, obviously.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's not considered exercise. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
I think it's considered
I think it's
exercise.
exhausting. But no, it's not actually considered because you're doing the same like thing all the time. It's
But
not
you're
like challenging
you're
you.
moving.
I
What
You
know.
would think,
heck?
yeah.
Cardio.
Yeah, it's not
Well,
considered exercise because it's
my
not you
exa-
enjoying it.
I guess
as
my own
well.
exercise is going up and down my stairs all the time because I've got stairs all like that.
My heart gets exercise all the time when I discover that I've got 3 weeks to make 3 brand new costumes, and I'm just like, here we go, cardio.
Oh, no.
But yeah, so yeah, exercise is good when they want to do it.
Yeah, like cosplay is my entire motivation for going to the
Yeah.
gym. Just because, like, as a plus size cosplayer, it is expensive because there's a lot of me that I need to cover in fabric. So if I work out and there's less of me to cover in fabric, it won't cost me as much, so I can do more with the costume.
That makes sense.
But like, there's nothing wrong with working out to enhance your cosplay
Yeah.
at all. Like,
I think if anyone wants to do it, just go for it. I
Yeah.
guess. Like, yeah. I personally don't
Get
do
those guns. I'm doing that like I have no guns at all.
it. We just discussed that you don't go to gym.
Yeah. I should.
Okay, question number 2. What are we
Yeah.
up to?
We only got a couple of questions on our little thing. So, any tips to help gain confidence with your self-image? Because I struggle with it a lot.
This is something I have struggled with a lot,
Yeah.
like, as well. And I think everyone at some point in their cosplay journey or even just life really struggles with it. There's been days that I've woken up and I'm like, or like a new breakout or something like that. And I'm like, oh, today I can't embody that character because I have something on my face
Yeah.
or something like that. I think the hardest thing to realize is that all of that is in your head.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not what other people are going to be thinking of you, but that's what you kind of like. I don't know. For me personally, I sit there and I'm like, okay, like I've got this on my face. Everyone else is gonna think I don't do it well. So it's like one of those things you've got to get out of your head. Like and it's
Yeah.
easier said than done.
Yeah.
So what I do is I sit there and I'm like, okay, maybe I can like put something on it, like you try and cover it or you do something like that. If it is an insecurity of yours, maybe you don't wear the costume you're planning on wearing. Maybe you wear something else.
Yeah.
There's been times that I sit there and I'm like, I just don't want to go dressed in this costume because I don't think I'm embodying it today. So I just go normally. Like it's all about, again, comfortability and
Yeah.
it slowly comes with time, I think. Like the
Yeah.
more you do something, the more, like the easier it is to get comfortable doing it. So if you're worried about your personal image, which everyone struggles with that, I would say like everyone.
Yeah.
You guys
absolutely.
would
Yeah.
agree,
Mhm,
yeah?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something that everyone struggles with, but over time, we get kind of comfortable in it. You just got to own it,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Absolutely. Like there are days when I wake up in the mornings and I'm like, I don't feel like doing this. I'm like, I got a new pimple on my face or something like that. And I know when Brisbane Oz Comic Con came around last year, I was doing Poison Ivy and it was like quite revealing costume.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm not feeling it today.
No.
I'm not feeling strong and powerful that I should
Yeah.
be when I'm getting into Poison Ivy.
That's me.
I
I have
guess.
3 costumes at home that are all bodysuits.
Yeah.
And I've said this before, I don't do bodysuits. I have 3, but I have never worn them
Wow.
because anytime that I go to wear them, I don't feel good enough to wear that bodysuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not because I'm like self-deprecating or anything like that, but I just don't think I look good in them. And so I don't wear them. But now I'm sitting here and I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll have to like push that comfortability.
Yeah.
Like it's all about slowly pushing that.
Pushing it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just kind of going out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of ways to cover up issues that you think you have, I guess, personally. Like sometimes, I know I'm a skinny dweeby white kid, but like sometimes I feel bloated and stuff like that. And maybe for a character, I'm like, oh, you're going to see like it's going to be tighter around my stomach. So I just chuck a corset on
Yeah.
or something like that. And to try and mask my insecurity, not for anyone else's benefit, but my own.
Yeah.
So I think it's just all about pushing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, definitely.
agree? Yeah.
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 Oh, I sort of just force myself to wear my costumes, especially because I make them all. If I get up on the day and I'm like, oh, I'm not really feeling it, I just think to myself, well, you just spent the last 2-3 months making it. You're wearing it.
You're wearing it. Yeah.
So I most of my costumes I try to make within my comfort level anyway. But at was it Brisbane? Yeah. Brisnova last year, I wore Kit Wan from Dragon Booster.
Yeah.
And she is like a bodysuit, which I was
Yeah.
just like, why did I even pick this? What the hell?
What
Me,
have I
every
done?
time I
Yeah.
buy a new bodysuit.
And not
Yeah.
only is it a bodysuit, but it's in neon pink, blue, and yellow. So it's
So you
like,
stand out.
yeah, you stand out. So I ended up wearing, I think, 6 layers of shapewear and a corset,
Oh wow.
plus dance tights and all that sort of stuff. And like, I didn't feel comfortable at all, but I'm like, I'm
You are
wearing it.
committed.
I'm wearing the costume, but next time I wear it after I've been to the gym for like 6 months, I'm sure I'll look better. It'll be fine. But yeah, like I'm always constantly like pushing it because, you know, at some point I will feel comfortable in it. And once I get to that point, it'll be fine. Like it's
Yeah.
uncomfortable now, but when I get to my comfort zone and it's all right, I'll be sweet. So
Yeah. I guess you can. Yeah, it's the building of it.
Yeah.
That's taken me about a year to be able to go to Melbourne Supernova and wear a Black Canary costume.
Yeah.
I would have thought I'd be wearing like 2 years
Yeah.
ago or something like that, or a year ago.
That was me as well with like Sabrina. So Sabrina, if you like, you look at the first costume I made for Sabrina and it's this big oversized jumper with these black jeans and it looks just comfortable.
Yeah.
And then the second one I did is this like big flowy wedding dress. And then I'm like, okay, for the next one, it was tight. It was like her, I guess I want to say cult dress.
Cult dress,
I guess,
yeah.
yeah. And for that, I had to literally, like I was wearing a corset. I bought Spanx for the first time.
Yeah.
And like just so that I had that figure because I'm like, it's super tight. Like I'm obviously a man. So to get this like broad shoulders and stuff to look anywhere near feminine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to be red for that. I don't want to like, I'm not comfortable with that. So building it. Just slowly building.
Build it up,
Just
like-
slowly challenge yourself.
You can't expect to wake up one morning and be like, I'm confident as AF and I'll be able to do this. It's like,
Unless that's just you as a person.
yeah, unless
I
that's
know
you as
some
a
people that are
person.
just like, I don't care what I look like.
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's just get out here.
But if
and
you're
do
not that
this.
kind of
And I'm like,
person,
yeah.
it definitely time will show that confidence.
Which there's nothing wrong with that
No.
as well.
No,
like,
not at all.
no one's going to judge you.
Nope.
Well, at least at this table, no one's going to
Yeah.
judge
no.
you. Like,
All right, so we got a new question from
Okay.
Rebecca Lee
Rebecca
Cosplay,
Lee. Hey, Rebecca.
our viewer that watches every
love you.
week. We love you so much. She is my beautiful cos mama. She looks after me at conventions and yeah.
This is Valkyrie, is that right?
Yeah.
Yes. I love that Valkyrie.
So her question is it weird for a cosplayer in their 30s or older to cosplay a young character like a teen?
No, because then who would you be left with?
Yeah.
Honestly, like there's nothing wrong. Like
Nothing.
people in their teens. Like I went to a meet the other month. I don't go to meets anymore. Who was 12 and she was cosplaying. I think it was Valkyrie or someone like that who's canonically like in their 20s or 30s.
Yeah.
Like if people can cosplay age up, there's nothing wrong with aging down. Like
Yeah.
No.
no.
I would say, just personally, there's a way of doing it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're, say for example, I have cosplayed 11 from Strange Things. A, I'm a 25-year-old. B, I'm a male. And C, she's a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah.
So like there's that way of like doing it tastefully,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to over-sexualize a child character, I don't think, like
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
And like anyone that does that, I'm like, oh, did you not think about that before you did it?
Yeah, I guess it can be a little bit of a grey area.
Yeah,
I
it's,
guess.
it's a
Some
grey
peop-
area depending on how you're doing
I
it.
mean, there aren't a lot of characters who have a definite age set in their canon.
This
It's
is
normally just like a rough age bracket.
Unless they physically state it as
Yeah.
well, it's literally up to
Yeah.
interpretation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
they have a reason for saying specifically how old they are. They
Yeah.
normally don't give a specific age.
No.
So,
So
It's-
I reckon just
yeah. Just go for it.
Yeah.
go for it. Just continue
for it.
doing it.
My thing is just do it tastefully.
Yeah.
Personally, I
Just-
think. But that's a personal thing.
Yeah,
I
I
guess.
reckon just don't overly sexualize
Children.
children.
That leads to a much bigger issue.
Yeah.
in the
Much
world.
bigger issue
Yes.
that I feel that we should would put it on an actual episode. We can talk about it. Or should we just talk about
The
it now?
look on your
Should we
face
just
then.
talk about it now?
I was like, what are we talking about? Hang on, what topic?
the over sexualizing of like cosplayers that do.
Oh,
for-
okay.
for
I was
kids.
like, why? Oh. Yeah, I was like, can we just do an episode that's just literally about over sexualizing characters and not leave it to over sexualizing children? Because I
okay.
don't really want to have to research that. Like, I do not want to type that into
Sorry.
Instagram and be like, sexualized child, hashtag. No, thank you.
No.
I don't want to be that
Sorry,
person.
I should've-
Sorry.
should've-
Just reiterating.
Reiterate, yeah.
Let's not create that as an episode. But if you want to see us talk about sexualized characters, we'll do that on a future
That's-
episode.
Yeah. I gotta think of my words next time.
I'm like,
I
oh.
was like, it sounded alright in my
It
head,
flowed
but
in
then
your
I'm
head.
like, but then I said it, I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense.
It wouldn't read very well. Oh god.
I'm a crack up. I'm sorry, guys.
So I have a question.
Okay.
What's the biggest issue you guys have had? It can be like something you've seen in the cosplay community instead, but like what's the biggest issue that you guys have seen when it comes to body positivity or even the negative sides of body positivity? Like what
Yeah.
should people be doing?
honestly, it kind of, as a plus size cosplayer, I actually see a lot more negative body positivity towards skinnier cosplayers.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, because there's such a huge movement for, hashtag body positivity,
Plus size, everything.
plus
yeah,
size. Yeah, I just use that because it's a descriptor. Like,
Yeah.
It also gets you likes.
Yeah.
And followers.
You got to
We know, you gotta
ride those
expand.
algorithms.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
but
literally.
because I did a panel with a group of girls and Jose, I gotta make that distinction, at OzCon last year about body positivity, and we actually got more comments from skinnier cosplayers asking how we deal with the hate because they might be skinnier than the physique of their character, which is interpreted as worse than being bigger for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've never had that issue because I've never cosplayed a character that's bigger than what I physically am. But it's really weird. Like I've seen people who get ridiculed because their rib cage might stick out a bit more than the character that they're doing.
Yeah.
Like a girl that I follow was doing, is it Veronica?
From
Lollipop,
Riverdale?
no,
Oh, okay.
Lollipop Chainsaw? No, Juliet. Juliet from Lollipop Chainsaw. And she wears like this little cheerleader outfit where it's a lot of skin showing. And she's a very skinny girl, so you could see her ribs. And all of the comments were like, oh, you need to eat something. You're too anorexic. Like, why are your ribs sticking out? Like all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, leave her alone.
Leave her alone.
Yeah, well,
That's terrible to hear, actually.
it's
Yeah.
the world we
Far
live
out.
in. Oh, that sounds bad. Like, we
I-
shouldn't be comfortable with it, but like,
It's
that's
just the world we live in.
unfortunately, we have, yeah.
There are idiots on the on. I think a lot of it's on social media. You'll get, like, I guess you might get. Have you ever had like comments made to you when you're at a convention or?
Yeah, like in person,
is it
have you ever had any
Not
comments?
by other con goers. When I'm walking to to or from my car, or I'm outside of the con area, sometimes I'll get comments. But that's normally because I'm in a costume
yeah.
and
Yeah.
it looks kind of weird. Normally, I've never had a comment made to my face at a convention.
Yeah.
It's almost always been
It's all
online.
on social
Yeah.
media. Yeah. And
It's like they get a sense of entitlement when they're behind a
Yeah.
keyboard.
Yeah.
They can't be
No
out
one can
behind a
see
phone
you.
or on keyboard. Yeah.
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 Yeah, because I would say I've never had comments about my size or like my skinniness made to me at a con
Yeah.
or like at an event or anything like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
strange. I don't like that. I really don't like this whole comfortability of like settling into like being like, oh, I get this.
Yeah. We shouldn't
I
have
really
to.
don't like that. It really unsettles me.
Yeah.
No, we really shouldn't.
I'm unsettled. It just makes me mad. I get very mad very
Mad.
easily. Like I get disappointed in the world we live in.
Yeah. I mean, like I said before, I started going to gym. I started December, and I'm, going 6 days a week. I'm training
Yeah.
with PT for an hour twice a week. I average about 2 hours a day at the gym sort of thing. I started that because I wanted to lose weight. And that's sort of because of the comments that I would get, like not only from people online about my costumes, but also from like friends and family. I bought a corset because I wanted, that shape. And,
That shape.
I wear it now because I hunch terribly and it helps with my posture. But, all of that I started because of the comments. Like now I sort of say, oh, I do it because, I want to better myself. But really
Yeah.
it was because of
Yeah.
the comments. Like, I'm okay with my size. I've been this size my entire life. I don't know if I can actually get any smaller because I've never seen myself smaller than this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm trying and we'll see at convention whether it works when I've got all of my proper underlayers on under the costumes and stuff. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. See what happens.
I'm still just disappointed though. I like that you're turning it into like a positive, like you're taking the comments that you've been told or you're getting said to you and you're changing it into something positive about like a change for yourself.
Yeah.
Like it's not about them. Like yes, I've said these things to you and yes, they hurt when they're said to you, but you've changed that. Like you've taken the narrative and you've been like, well, you know what? Fuck you. I like the way I look,
Yeah.
but I'm going to do this to better myself, not to better you.
Yeah.
Like, and I like that. So kudos to you. I just want to say like kudos to you
thank
for
you.
taking that and changing it and running your own narrative.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that's good. That's probably one of the biggest positives to take from hate, I guess, is when you change it and you run with it for yourself,
Yeah.
not for them. Like, I like that.
It's like how badass you are.
Good.
Yes.
We have another question as well from, Karkali?
Kakele.
Karkali. Hi, Karkali. Thanks for watching. What about when it comes to photography and plus size cosplayers?
Right.
Here we
Okay,
go.
we go.
Let's
Okay,
unpack.
So, I'm not going to name any names, but
Uh-oh.
a few years ago, there was a photographer in the community who spread around that me specifically was not a good cosplayer to photograph because I didn't know how to pose. It would be a waste of their time. They should just not
What?
bother. And that followed me around for basically the rest of the year, and it still affects
Hang
me
on.
to this day. Like I will shoot with people at con and then just never get photos back.
Yeah.
And I know, like I don't take modeling classes, but I look it up online to try,
yeah.
and that followed me around for a long ass time. And that honestly, as awful it is to say, there's not really much you can do about it. If a photographer doesn't want to shoot you, then they're not going to shoot you.
Yeah.
You can try to change their mind, but then they might not bother putting the effort in. What I would say is like try and find photographers who are willing to work with people of different sizes, people of any gender, people of any colour, because they're the people who are going to take better photos, as opposed to the ones who strictly
People that actually care about what they're
as
photographing.
opposed to the photographers who do strictly skinny white girls.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no offense.
That's okay.
But I also find that a lot in the photography community as well. Like,
it is.
because it's a shame because sex sells.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I really dislike that when it comes to like cons, especially. Like if you're organizing shoots outside of the con and like, I don't know, it's not a con time.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, do whatever. Like you're taking time to do that. Great. But when you're at a con and you can literally see the ones that flag down people that over sexualize their characters, or like do something like that, then
Yeah.
like that is disheartening to me. I think it should be like a fair environment. That's what I really like about Oz Comic Con because they do that
The
booth
wall, yeah.
and they change photographers every
Yeah,
few
yeah.
hours
Yeah.
and anyone's allowed to go up and do that and the photographers are there to do that,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah.
really like that.
Yeah.
I
I
really
like
like
that.
that.
I think that's.
and Oz Comic Con's all about equality and everything like that. So I really like that. That's very inclusive.
Yeah.
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 I know when I went to Gold Coast for like last year, I was just as Tinkerbell and stuff like that. And my observation was like that there was the skinny white girls would get all the photos all the time. Even though I'm like, I'm in a bloody Tinkerbell dress. Like,
You would think that's a go-to.
yeah, you'd think so.
as well,
But
yeah.
all the photographers that I now shoot with are people that I've actually I guess become friends with, and I've actually talked to them and chat with them. And so they always source me out at,
Yeah.
at conventions.
Yeah.
But like if you have anyone that's just walking around, if you're walking past in like a really awesome costume, but you're not like revealing or anything, that
Yeah.
was
Yeah, I kind of find
costume.
that if I want to get noticed, I have to go ridiculous. Like Pennywise is my most shot costume that I've ever worn in my 8 years of cosplay.
Yeah.
And that's just because like I went so out and so ridiculous and tried to get so accurate that you couldn't miss me.
Yeah.
Like there was
No.
no way you could miss me on the con floor.
Yeah.
It was the most I'd ever gotten
giant
stopped.
terrifying clown.
Yeah, it was the most I'd ever gotten stopped in a costume ever, which was kind of disheartening, but at the same time I'm like, okay, now I need to step up my game for all my costumes if I want to get noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I would
yeah.
I would say the same as well because for me my most shot costume is Georgie, and that wasn't because I was walking around like it's literally a yellow raincoat.
Yeah.
Like that's all I did, and I'd cut up a sleeve and put blood on it and gone weird with it. And I was walking around with 20 red balloons, not just one, and I was actually handing out the red balloons to the children
Yeah.
that came up to me. And like that is the one that I've been stopped. Any other costume that I've ever done, I've never gotten photos at a con.
Yeah.
Ever. Like I
Really?
do not get stopped unless I'm. This sounds really bad, but unless I'm with someone that gets stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah.
kind of include you,
And they have
but you don't
been
get anything back
back.
from it. So
No.
I've had photos taken, but I never get anything back.
Yeah.
So that's why I do my own shoots outside of cons because I don't get stopped at cons. And I don't hate that. It lets me do my
Yeah.
own thing, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not the validation,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
sad,
it kind of to me like it's put pressure on me because like I can't do simple costumes anymore. Like my Raven with all the feathers on the back of her cloak, the cloak alone took me 2 months because each feather was hand cut and then hand singed with a match and then
You think I'm
airbrushed
crazy.
airbrushed with paint and all that sort of stuff to make it like stand out. And I got a few photos of that just because, I was fluffy and covered in feathers and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas one of my more simpler costumes, like my Team Skull Grunt, I only had one photo shoot, and that's because I was with a bunch of other Team Skull Grunts, so
Yeah.
it was like the group thing.
Yeah.
Like Caecilius, I'm trying to do screen accurate. It's not happening anymore. But he's big and elaborate, and Melina is big and elaborate because it makes my chest look huge with the
Yeah.
armor that I've got
I
on.
know.
So, it's almost like, I just want to do something simple. Like, so I'm wearing loungewear Merida for the Friday night of Golden Nova. I know I ain't getting stopped. I think there is a loungewear group. If anyone who in the group is watching, can you guys let me know if that's still on? It's supposed to be a loungewear group. We might get stopped because we're the group of princesses, but
Yeah.
I'm not getting stopped on my own, and I know that. 'cause
Yeah,
it's a simple
I
costume.
I think I got like one, maybe 2 photos back from when I did Uma, like
Yeah.
when we did like our own Sleep Babe, because I'm like totally out of contact. Like I'm not even with my group.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't even tell who I was. I
Yeah.
got stopped by one person who was like, "Oh my gosh, you're Uma," and it's because she was dressed up as Mal.
Yeah.
and so she knew exactly
she knows
who I
the,
was.
like, fandom.
Yeah. Very nice. But I think my most stopped cosplay was definitely my cap.
Yeah.
And I'm in a full 3-piece suit. There's no figure going on. So seeing that, but then seeing women who obviously wear a lot more revealing clothes, that they get more attention. I'm just like, this is weird. Like, how does this all kind of
How does it even out?
out? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see. Like, I get annoyed. Like, I don't know, and I'm not a photographer or anything like that, so I can't really have an opinion on why they do that. I can, but it's not a good one. Sorry about it. But yeah, like it's just disheartening. Like it really is, and I know also like a lot of it comes down to time factor and how many people. Like, there's a huge amount of people, so you can't photograph everyone.
Everybody,
I
yeah.
get that
Totally
completely.
get that.
I
Yeah.
understand completely, but I don't know. It's kind of it's frustrating, I guess, in a way. Like, you put in just as much time, if not more, than some other people, and like just because they wear a bra and like whatever to this con, they get stopped more. Not saying that it's not cosplay, and I'm not saying that it's not good, but it's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Like the people who
Yeah.
are like fully covered have put
Like,
more, just as
yeah.
much as effort as someone who's
you're sitting here saying that it's all screen accurate and you're doing it like made out of the same like materials, and like the effort and the time and the dedication that goes into that should be acknowledged and that should be seen, which I think it should be. But the fact that it's not, unless you go all out and do something really out there, that's disappointing to me. Like, that's heartbreaking. Like, because that's a lot of work and a lot of effort, and just to kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like it. Like, I don't get stopped by photographers very much, but I get stopped by other people that know
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
costume and stuff. Like my Sabrina that I wore to Supernova, I didn't get stopped once by photographers, and I was like, oh, I'm a little surprised because Sabrina like is brand new. Like,
It's
you
the
should.
in thing right
it's
now.
literally the big
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
and that's why I wore it, because I was like, oh, like I've done it well,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna wear it, and I got stopped not once by photographers, but I had people that have watched the show and binged it like I did, and they were stopping me for photos
Yeah.
and stuff. I'm like, this is nice. Like,
Yeah.
like that is nice.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to get some professional photos, because I've never done a shoot in like my good one.
good one.
Yeah, in my good one.
Yeah, like there are some of my costumes in my wardrobe that I don't have a single professional photo of. Like, I got stopped by fans and stuff, which is really nice. Like, when I wore Kit, I've only got 3 photos, and that was from Cassie, who's a lovely, lovely friend who shot the costume. But I got stopped by fans, and they were like, "Oh my god, Dragon Boost!" And, it's like 11 years old at this point. So, but like, I didn't get stopped by a single professional photographer, and a lot of my costumes are like that. I'm like, I like interacting with people who know what I'm doing, but at the same time, like, I want evidence that I made this costume.
Yeah.
And it's also really nice to have nice photos back from it as well. Like, I think, because like every time you do it is a different way of doing it and stuff like that. So it's a nice like progress.
Yeah.
Like, you can see your progress. Because I like post on my Instagram my progress, and
Yeah.
you see where you started and where you ended. Which is really nice. So I think that's really like the defining moment to me. Like, oh, I was preparing it for this con. I wore it to this con. Oh wait, I have no photos of it at that con.
Yeah.
Even though I was really proud of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's frustrating. I'm just disheartened and annoyed. Whatever. That's me.
Yeah. But I guess going to the body positivity is
Back to topic.
back to topic. Oh, I feel like what we've rambled on
Yeah.
has kind of goes
Been
into
on topic,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Been
yeah.
on topic. The best thing is don't care what other people say. You do you. That's
Yeah.
like we get told all the time. You do you. You do whatever you want to do, whether it's comfortable or if you want to be a little bit revealing, do whatever
Do
you
it.
do.
Just
Because
do
in the end, it's cosplay. It's for fun, and you do it for yourself.
As long as you're having fun when you're doing it, that's all that should
Yeah.
matter. Really.
You're strong. You're beautiful.
Get
feel badass,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get girl. Or guy.
And
Or in between.
in between, whatever you want.
Yeah.
And
and really, if you like ignore the haters, it's just gonna make them madder.
yeah.
Or
So-
I love, like you said, acknowledging them and then being like, I'm still going to do it though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Like,
don't care
haha,
what you
in your
say.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, haters annoy me. Anyway.
Haters gotta hate.
Hate.
Now you're gonna start singing Taylor Swift
Sorry,
now.
sorry. Anywho, what would be your words of advice for anyone that wants to start or that is worried about getting negative comments about their bodies?
I would say, honestly, expect it. So that way doesn't hurt as much when they come. But don't take it to heart because it's the internet. There are people who've got problems with all sorts of things all over the place. But yeah, if you have a passion for the character, then that's going to shine through more than any of the haters are.
Yeah.
So yeah, just expect it so you're not as upset about it, but don't really pay attention to it.
Yeah. Just
Just be prepared for the worst. I
yeah,
guess,
be prepared, I guess.
Yeah. Which is,
Stupid that we have to be prepared.
Yeah.
But
I feel like that's our trending topic is like, I am sick of us having to be okay with this. But I am. I'm sick of it. For men out there, I would say wear a dance belt.
Yeah.
Just on a side note. Just going to bring that up. Just because it's a heated debacle every time con season comes around.
Yes, and I just want to add, because it's been a little bit of a hot button topic in the community recently, it is not body shaming. There is a difference between body shaming you and saying wear a dance belt because things are showing that probably shouldn't be
You
showing.
don't want to see that stuff.
No.
Like,
You're going to be around kids.
I don't even think that's the issue, personally. I don't think that's the issue. I think we live in a society where everything is read into too much.
yeah.
To a certain extent. And I think why would you even have yourself opened up to like I know people like we're talking about hate and everything like that about your body. Like, yeah, you can say that saying someone needs to wear a dance belt is body shaming and like harassment or whatever. But I guarantee you if you don't wear one, you're opening yourself up to more.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, just be smart about it. Like, it's not body shaming to a certain extent, depending on how they're saying it to you.
Yeah.
But, like seriously, it doesn't take much. They're quite affordable. They're cheap. And they just, they can be uncomfortable or whatever. But if it's not uncomfortable, are you even cosplaying anyway?
Yeah.
Like,
true.
realistically.
Yeah.
And also, it makes the entire experience of cosplay, A, you won't even know you're wearing it once you're at the con. B, everyone else is not going to be looking at your junk the entire time. C, you also get far much better photos back from everything and you won't have that hate on the line.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't wear one, you're literally adding to an issue that you don't need to add to. And unless you want to open yourself up to hate, and I know that there are some people out there that are prone to drama and love it and thrive off it. I get that. But everyone else doesn't need to see it.
Yeah.
Because also everyone that's on social media, this is another thing that a lot of, I don't want to say men because I'm getting sexist now, but like men don't realize that, like, I don't know, from my experience, women are far more like prone to being like, hey, I'm a role model. Like I am depicting what can be done, what, like, I'm owning myself. But you got to remember that there are 13, 14-year-olds that use social media. Like, you're not just posting for yourself. Unless you're on a private account and you approve everyone that you, like, is adding to want to follow you and stuff. You got to remember that even if you've only got, like, 200 followers or 50 followers, it does not matter. Someone is looking up to you.
Yeah.
And there are people out there that are young, that are impressionable. They're going to see there and be like, oh, like, he didn't wear a dance belt. I don't need to wear a dance belt. And then they're going to get more hate than you.
Yeah.
And because they're younger, they're going to take it to more heart. Maybe it's their first costume and they don't realize. But because they've looked up to you and your photos on social media, like, you just got to be more responsible about your
you gotta be
public
aware
image.
Of what other people, what other
like,
people
I just think that's
of it.
smart to me. Like,
Public
I don't know. Public image is really important, especially when you're public.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think it's like especially important depending on the costume. Like Power Rangers, who, you know, like, you don't see the Power Rangers junk. I'm pretty sure some of them are actually women, like women stunt actors in the suits. So, you know, kids who watch Power Rangers now don't want to go to a convention and see a Power Ranger with his junk hanging out all over the place.
It'd be like if like there was a woman Power Ranger, for example, and they didn't wear any support or anything like that. It'd be exactly the same thing. If you could see, like, if it's cold and their nipples show or something, they'd be red to filth for that.
Yeah.
Like, it's the exact same thing. It's not body shaming. It's just being pre-aware.
Yeah.
Like, just prepare for the worst.
Kids are pretty perceptive. Like,
Yeah.
the main defense is, oh, they're just kids. They're not going to notice. No, they will notice.
They will notice.
They will notice.
Yeah.
And they will point.
Yes.
and they're going to bring more attention to you, and it's not going to be positive attention.
No.
Like, if that's what you're going out there without wearing on for, unless you've got something real gold bars down there or some shit like that, you don't need to show it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but you really don't. Just buy a dance belt. They're literally like $40. If that. Your costume probably costs more than that.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Doesn't take a genius. And if you don't want to wear a dance belt, buy a cup. I don't know. Does a
Do
similar thing.
something.
Do not put socks down there because that doesn't actually work. Just on another side note, it's not like padding for your boobs. It ain't. Because you also need a bra to be able to put socks in there. Otherwise, they just slip. And no socks down there. No, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. I'm sorry. I'm getting passionate again.
You're back to it again.
Getting passionate about dick. What can I say?
Well, we're near the end.
Oh, we are. Sorry.
We're near. It's like, well, yeah.
We've rambled.
We're
About
rambled.
dance belts.
But I think, well, yeah, definitely dance belts. But I think we've definitely touched on the body positive and the body shaming that can come in with
Yes.
cosplay.
Yeah.
And I think we should do our shout out
Shout out for the week. We need like a little tune that we can play and be like,
Do-do-do.
dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
shout out.
So
dun,
we
dun,
have
dun, for the
Emma.
week.
Emma chose her one.
So I wanted to shout out.
Oh.
What is this not good?
No, we've already shouted
Oh,
her out on the show.
okay.
But that's okay.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Rookie B96, you get another shout out because
Brooke, we love you.
We
I love you
We
so
love you
much.
so
Like you
much.
inspire me so much that you just don't give a shit about what anybody says about you.
No, and I love
wanna
her
meet
so
you. I
much.
don't. Where's she from? I really
Sydney.
Want to, Sydney. I'm never gonna meet you.
But she comes to all the like Brisbane ones. And
Oh,
stuff.
good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm tracking
That's
you
where
down.
I met her. I met her
That's how I
last
met.
year.
Yeah, that's how I met her. I was at Brisbane Supernova.
I'm tracking you down.
Yeah.
I'm
She's
saying
so
hello.
lovely.
She's so lovely and she's so inspirational as well for everyone. She just doesn't care what people
No.
think.
And she also calls out everyone as well.
Yeah.
Like, which I personally love. I'm like, get it. Go in.
Go in.
Like, I'm not one for drama, but get it.
yes.
Drag them.
Yeah, and I love all of the stuff that she has.
Yeah.
Like her Ariel, her like the ending Ariel of her sparkle dress. It's like one of my favorite costumes that she's ever
Yeah,
made.
she's just. I love
I'm
her.
just excited to see what she does next as well. Like, everyone
Yeah.
that she's announcing, I'm like, yes. She just did Cheryl from
Yeah.
Riverdale. I'm like, get it.
Yes.
It's so good. But yes, we love Brooke.
Yes.
So much so. And we didn't even tell you, like, what are the odds?
Yeah, just
I
like,
just thought I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, like, as soon as you saw it, you're like, uh-oh. I was like, uh-oh. Well, that's really good. What's your favorite costume from Brooke?
I really like her Ariel as well
Yeah.
because it's so sparkly and like it's the sort of dress that normally I would shy away from
Yeah.
because of my body type, but she just rocks it
Yeah.
so hard. And like sparkles are hard to hide like rolls and stuff
Yeah.
in, but she just rocks it so hard.
it.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
So good. She's definitely a role model for body positivity as well.
Definitely.
Yes.
I think that's the best shout out we could have had for today that I'm aware of.
Yeah, and she's got an amazing future as a role model and as a cosplayer for everyone that's coming into
Literally,
it.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad we got to shout her out again. I love her so much. But that's our shout out for the week.
Yes.
Once again, a massive thank you for coming in and
thank you so
chatting with
much.
us.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun.
We need to do an episode where we literally invite every single guest back into one
Yeah.
episode, and we're all just slowly like crammed around these and be like, oh, yeah, there's 7 of us now. That would be fun.
That'd be cool.
That would be
Do
very
that.
fun. Oh, it'd be so hard, like
Definitely
just
have you
tracking.
back on
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely. But once again, we are here at the Hidden Language of Cosplay. We go live on Twitch at 4 p.m. every Monday.
Yep.
If you miss us here, you can catch us on YouTube or Twitch after this. But yeah, so
Yeah.
thank you for having us. Thank you for coming and talking.
Yeah.
My name's bellarmycosplay, and I'm
I'm-
signing off.
And I'm Brie K Cosplay and I'm signing off.
And I'm Round Nerd Cosplay and I'm signing off.
Bye, guys.
Bye.